it to the French to create an anime film that makes you want to commit self-harm.
And climb mountains.
And climb mountains. No, it made me not want to climb mountains ever in my life. Ever. It was the exact opposite effect.
You're telling me like halfway, your body's gonna go into like a lot of stress that it's not longer gonna want to live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. What is it? 8,000 miles up? Your body's like, no, I wouldn't want to be here.
Absolutely not. Hey guys, Between Nerds podcast here. Drew Philip Elias. This is my co-host, Mr. Aldo Mendez. This is episode 133 of Between Nerds podcast. This is the second week of our sports themed March Madness month for the year 2023. It's about the third time we've done this.
Yes.
Or second time officially.
Second time officially.
Okay.
Yeah, first time was April Madness, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And next week, expect our episode on season 2 of Haiku with good friend of the podcast, Mr. Christopher James. But for now, I guess we could talk about this monstrosity that is an award-winning film. You know what I mean? It's a 2021 film. French, Les Sommets des Deux, produced by Jean-Charles Ostedero? It makes me want to pronounce it in Spanish, but like I know it's
probably
French,
Spanish,
and I'm pronouncing it wrong. But it's based off of the Japanese manga series by Jiro Taniguchi. It was recommended to us by the GOAT himself, Mr. Hideo Kojima, and it's a lot, man. It's like we were talking about it a little bit. This is like half of the things we watch that are technically a sports anime. Half of them are kind of not actually sports anime.
Yeah, they're just shonen-y, JoJo-y stuff.
Or, yeah. Or, I guess I'm thinking of Megalobox last year, which is, like, not really a sports anime at all.
And even if you want to go that far, I'll go as far as Redline, too. Like, Redline is not necessarily a racing movie.
Right. Yeah. It's, like, as much a sport anime as...
what was the one? Well, I don't know. I just
Speed Racer. Like, would you call Speed Racer an anime? Well, it's an anime, obviously, but would you call it a sports anime? No, right? But then, I'm glad we watched this, though, because, like, this is, like, the closest thing to, like, an A24 film I think I've seen in a while. Like, it's a monstrosity on your psyche. Like, it's John Jones just beating up your mental health for 95 minutes.
And it starts, the first act of the movie starts out really well.
Because it's got a mystery element of it. Like, I thought it was going to turn into a murder mystery thing there for a second.
Oh, shit, really?
I did, because, like, in the very beginning, it's, I guess the main character is actually a journalist, right? And he is, I forget how, but he documents mountain climbers.
For, like, Sport Illustrated or some shit.
Right. So this is Fukamachi. So then Fukamachi likes to hang out like the towns and the cities on the way to Mount Everest, which is like what, Tibet, like southern China, or it's like something like that, right? So wherever Mount Everest is, he hangs around those kinds of places, and he's at the bar one day after like a failed climb, and somebody approaches him. He's like, "Hey, I found this camera." And it's supposed to document the first summit climb of Mount Everest ever. And the guy that found it is this guy named Habu, who's like this, like, he's basically an illegal immigrant. Like,
at this point.
At this point he's an illegal immigrant. Like, he's Japanese. He left Japan like 8 years ago or something like that. And he's just living in Tibet or wherever Mount Everest is. And he accidentally, maybe sort of third-handedly killed a child.
Third-handedly is too far.
Second-hand, he didn't kill him. I don't
directly,
think.
No.
He didn't want him to go.
He didn't want to go.
He didn't want him to go. Yeah. It's a lie.
He let him go.
And the Summit of the Gods, like in simple terms, it's like. It's a story about addiction.
And we're talking about ice climbing too. Like, I learned so much from ice climbing and climbing from this movie that I ever.
That's probably the closest thing it reminds me of a sports anime. Like, it teaches you about the sport. Which, like, Haiku is like that, Captain Tsubasa is like that.
To, like, putting your own, like, anchors so you can move a little bit up higher. You can be safe from, like, not dying. Oh, dude, everything just gives you anxiety sometimes.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, it's an addiction anime, and it reminds me kind of like of Perfect Blue a little bit. And it's like halfway through the movie, I'm not sure what's real and what's fake because we're watching somebody like go into the addiction that is the story. Like that's the journalist like endeavor. Like a lot of journalist movies are like that, where it's like, dude, you're too obsessed. Maybe you should just drop the story. But then the other part of the addiction is just somebody that just can't get out of his head that he has to do this death-defying feat and be the best in the world, even though just like dozens of people have died trying to do this. So it reminds me of addiction because it's this unhealthy obsession. It's just like it's like when you watch interviews of like Kobe or something, like the game he tore his Achilles heel.
It's all about the game.
It's all about the game. Like, dude, I felt my ankle was gonna give out. Like, I felt like my Achilles was gonna tear, but like I didn't want to let people down. But this one's even sadder because it's like you don't have an audience. It is mountain climbing, like one of the least publicized sports in the world, probably. Which, like, granted, there's only a handful of people that can do it.
And the hype behind the movie, it's also what reminds me of anime, too. Because, like, in the anime, everybody talks about ice climbing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, like, all of a sudden, everyone... Like, it's like haiku. Like, everyone's obsessed with volleyball. Who's obsessed with volleyball?
Nobody's obsessed
Who's
with volleyball.
watching TV and, like, is becoming inspired by volleyball?
It's like a señora park sport now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beach sport. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you do on vacation. But... talking about Habu, like it's just this disgruntled guy who's kind of like what you answered this question for me like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, he's not a sociopath, he's a
he's a sociopath.
He is a sociopath.
Yeah,
what's the other one?
Not a psychopath.
He's not a psychopath. Right. Like he's not feigning emotions for like he's not void of emotions, but like faking and portraying that he has emotions. He literally just doesn't have feeling or empathy for anybody or anything that isn't just like mountain climbing. Like he has this sociopathy.
I'm gonna show him something cool. Oh fuck, he died.
Yeah. So like he and like I should have guessed it sooner because like...
Oh, by the way, to your question, it's Nepal. The normal route starts like southern east ridge of
Nepal. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tibet, whatever. Yeah. But like early on, like you feel like something's wrong with Habu because the Fukamachi sees him like beating up the guy that like tried to sell him the camera, like behind the bar because like Habu's the one that found the camera, and then this guy that tried to sell it to him stole it from him.
Yeah.
So it's already something suspicious, right? And that's like it reminded me of like Seven, kind of, in a weird way.
Like a noir kind of thing?
Yeah, because he's a journalist. But then, because he's writing a story, he's narrating the movie via his article.
Correct, yeah. He's used as the audience, exposition guy, as he is in his own brain, maybe just overviewing the story of who... Habu?
Yeah, Habu, yeah.
Habu was, he is also narrating for everybody.
Right.
So through that, we jump into flashbacks from Nabu's life.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what should have made me more wary of Habu sooner, because one of the first things they say is they interview one of his ex-partners when in mountain climbing. He's just like, dude, like, he doesn't care about me. Like, he told me multiple times, like, he would just cut the rope and let me die, like, if something happened. And, like, he would yell at him and berate him for, like, smoking cigarettes because he's a businessman. And that's something they talk about in Japanese culture all the time, like, how hard it is in Japanese and how strenuous it is. Like, if you need a cigarette, like... I don't really support it, but, like, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you gotta do to get through the day, I guess. Like,
but then Japan has the issue with, like, overworked personnel and shit like that.
Right. Like, mandatory happy hour drinks with your boss.
Yeah.
Imagine that one.
Great. Hey, keep morale up, dude.
And, like... That interview with his ex-partner being like, dude, he didn't give a shit about me, should have... I should have put two and two together and been like, yeah, something is definitely going to happen with Habu. Like, something tragic is definitely going to happen. And, like, it has this horror movie quality of it in, like, the sound design. Like, it's got, like, a lot of, like, violin work.
like super deep like violin strings.
I should have taken a screenshot of the term, but I was going down this rabbit hole while watching it Friday night.
Sounds and movies.
No, yeah, like horror violin sounds in movies,
yeah.
and like apparently it's a type of crescendo, but like they choke up on the neck of the violin, and that gives it like this really disgruntled, like distorted, eerie kind of sound, and like that's what you hear the whole first half of the movie, like the like the end of the first act and like the whole second act is just like these ugly, disgruntled, evil like violins in your ear, and you almost want to. It almost reminds you of like slasher films where it's like, and you're just like, what is gonna happen? Like, just let it happen already.
Yeah, but no, it's just him like fucking like putting some anchors in and doing this montage, and like during the montage too, they go like super 80s with the beat. Also super it reminded me of Whiplash too, like some of the scenes.
Oh yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah. And I think like early on it's about the mystery, right? Like what actually is going on, and the reason for the camera is that Habu might have come across a camera that documents the very first Mount Everest expedition. And there's this one like European dude that has credit for climbing Mount Everest first, but this camera might prove that a woman he was with in his party might have climbed that mountain first.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason that Fukamachi wants to get a hold of that camera, because he could like rewrite this sport by documenting who climbed Mount Everest first.
Correct. Yeah.
In
very small column.
Very
on the sports section,
which I like. It made sense to me. Like there's nice. A certain point where they show like on Time magazine, like when people climb Mount Everest, because especially in the 80s and the 90s, not a whole lot of people have done it, right? And they start describing like, no, like this sport has a lot of self-imposed limitations that you have to put on yourself to like be the big bad, right? It's like solo trips only, like no partners, nothing. Like even the cameramen like documenting your trips have to stay like a ways back, and you can't help them at all, or else that trip is just a bust. And like you have to be climbing these mountains in the winter because like of snowstorms, and just make it as difficult as possible.
Might as well be in space. At that moment. Yeah, fuck that, dude. And I don't know if you noticed too, like all this like super sport like being eccentric about it. Like at the beginning, the journalist is like, yeah, that had to be Namu. He's missing those fingers, and he barely saw him in like in this shadowy like alley. Because he's missing some of his fingers. And then also with that too is like, when is he gonna lose his fingers?
You know what I'm
saying? Like,
and honestly, that happens so quickly. Like in the Fukamachi and Habu scenes, like the flashbacks between Habu and then Fukamachi in the current time, like are so often. I was getting confused on whose character I was watching at the time. Which like at first I was like, maybe
but it happens fast though.
Well, at first I was like, maybe that's poor directing, but like I think it was intentional. It's supposed to like disgruntle you. Like it's that perfect blue effect where like it's switching so often you're disoriented as a watching audience, as a viewing audience. And like this movie has won a butt ton of awards. Like it premiered in the Cannes Film Festival, which is already like the billionaire's paradise for like indie films, super hipster. For it to premiere there is already a big deal. And then it won like at the Annie Awards. It won like at a bunch of French film festivals. It won the North Dakota Film Society, which is pretty prestigious. Besides like the ones in like Denver and stuff, like that's a big deal. You know what I mean? And like it feels like an indie darling. Like and like some of the voice actors come from the Metal Gear series, and it's just like this powerhouse of just like high profile talent.
Vianney, because it wasn't planned that we were gonna watch it together, but I put it on and she was just like, like
enthralled and adamant. What are you watching?
What are you watching? She's like, oh, this movie. She's like, and then like later on in the movie, she's like, this feel like they did the thing that Firefly did to me the first time, where they like you can almost separate it from the animation. Like it doesn't even look animated.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh,
okay.
That it doesn't even like seem animated at one point. It's just so real sometimes that it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then the music puts you there. The shot, like frame direction, puts you there.
I'm almost upset that you brought up Grave of the Fireflies, because you're exactly right. Because like, I hate how evil these films are. Just downright the worst things. So like, the Grave of the Fireflies is just about like homeless children in World War II.
One of many cases.
Yeah,
one
of millions of cases of just homeless children during World War II because they're just getting the shit like bombed out of them by like China and the US and Europe. But then like this one is just kind of like, it's just so sad how obsessive somebody can be. Like if like it's literally like watching addiction movie, like about somebody falling into drugs or somebody falling into alcoholism. It's like watching like Dallas Buyers Club kind of in like a really weird
in
way.
reverse, yeah.
Yeah, in just a really weird way because it's kind of like Dallas Buyers Club is about like finding an addict who has HIV, but they're so late stage, but they're still an addict, but they want to do better for themselves and they fall in love and like they're on their way out, but like because of all their fuck ups, like they're gonna die young anyways. This was kind of like the opposite. It's about a young dude who like develops an addiction, and like the further he goes into this addiction, just the more physically fucked up he is. He's losing fingers. He almost lost a leg. Like he loses all his friends. He quits his job on the spot. Like that's addiction. When you're just like,
fuck it,
fuck my bills.
I'm gonna be a climbing hobo guy.
Yeah, just climbing homeless man, just in Nepal, like just bumming it off people. It's the worst feeling. It's the like you like imagine being his friend and being like, dude, let it go.
And the other side of that coin, you have like the jumps back and forth with a journalist who is like, listen, I saw him. That was him. He's missing his fingers.
And even editors being like, dude, like that's not a story.
That's not a story. Like, you didn't got no camera. You didn't got no evidence that he's there.
You don't even know if it was him. Yeah, you don't even know if it was him.
And then he's like, no, I got it. And you're right. I didn't see that at all. But yeah, he's just like, I don't know. He could almost just quit his job and stop being a journalist for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of how it seems. Like he doesn't even tell his boss that he's going to leave. His boss is trying to get him to do other stories. And he's like, no, dude, I need to do this Habu story. This Habu story's it. This is going to make my career.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
And like, it's also about obsession because like Habu abandons all his like previous ice climbing buddies. So now like he's made himself more vulnerable, right? Like you don't have that support system because you're literally on a cliff face, dude. Like what do you mean you don't want help? But then he starts developing like this jealousy. Like every sports story, like every Rocky movie, every Creed movie, even like The Fighter, The Gladiator, they always have this rival. This one guy that they can't like overcome, and that's like the story about it. And like it even the Magic Johnson HBO show that came out last year, I watched like all of it. I can't even remember what it's called. It's about the Lakers.
Magic.
It's about something like it's about the Lakers teams in the late 70s and the early 80s. But like Magic Johnson's arch rival was Larry Bird. You know what I mean? Like every Magic Johnson accomplishment had to be compared to what Larry Bird was doing at that time. Even in college, like they were like that. And then Habu being like 25, 26, like in the flashback scenes in the 80s, there's this 20, 21-year-old that starts doing the things that he wasn't able to do. And like he's doing it without a partner. And at first, like Habu thinks he's like a groupie, you know what I mean? Like this kid meets up with him. This young adult meets up with him like at the bar, and he's just like, "Hey, I heard you're Habu. That's so cool. I heard you tried to climb that mountain face in the dead of winter. How'd you do that?" He's like, "Oh, it's nothing, dude. Oh, we just waited for the perfect weather conditions, and then the day after a big storm, we had to wait for it to freeze over."
Yeah, he gets super fucky about like his day about like or his way to do it.
Right, and and then that kid's just like, "All right, that's cool, man. I'm gonna go do that tomorrow." He's just like, "You're gonna go do that tomorrow? What are you talking about?" Yeah. And then he's just like reading, I don't know, Mountain Climber magazine the next day, and it's just like,
Kid, climb out the mountain.
The young prodigy, he who can't be touched. There's no way that anybody named Habu could ever accomplish this.
Don't you wish this was you,
Habu? Like he does that, and he starts getting all these deals and all these like sponsorships, and like he's on the cover of magazines and he's doing TV interviews, and he's an actual celebrity about it, and he's making money off this career that Habu
is a homeless man about.
So, but then again, it's a tragedy. So then, like, as soon as that happens, as soon as you start seeing Habu getting like jealousy and like this real just hatred in his heart for somebody that has nothing but good intentions, the kid dies.
Yeah, the news is like, "Yo, young guy who climbed that mountain died."
Yeah, his body was found, like, because he had nobody with him or anything.
Did you know that they use bodies as landmarks?
Yeah. No, I didn't know that, but yeah, that's really messed up. That's super terrible.
It's like, yeah, that's wild.
And like, the more I thought about it, I was just like, oh yeah, because it's up on a snow peak, so it doesn't decompose.
Yeah, and what was I saying about like the beginning, the fucked up shit about like being up in 8,000 meters up?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like your body's like not giving the oxygen to your body fully, so you have to keep going. If you stop, like that's it. Like your
they're just hallucinating. They're just openly hallucinating, and everyone knows it. They're just tripping, and this is their sport.
Migraines, nosebleeds,
flat out hallucinations, and those are the scary parts. And again, that's what reminds me of like it's like watching The Witch, kind of.
A movie. I get it, bro. Because if we go back to Habu's, like when Habu's story first starts. He had just started his homeless life, and there's this little kid, his neighbor, not a little kid, but I guess a young adult.
He wasn't completely homeless yet because he hadn't left Japan yet.
Yeah. He's like, come on, man, let me go. I know you don't have a partner anymore, but I want to learn. I'll do everything.
I'll do whatever you tell me. I'll do whatever you tell me. I'll be safe. I'll promise. Yeah. And then he's taking him like literally across like they're crawling under a horizontal like. Overpass it.
And then the music on top of that, and then what they're doing, dude, just like the physics of you having to like hammer something against like
the way you look right now is how I felt watching it. God. To be honest, like it's super super messed up because like it's a child. Like you have introduced a child into this adult world, and even the mom's right there, like, yeah, mijo, go for it. You can go with the Mr. Habu. He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
But then like again, the music composition and like something to be said is that like there's like. Maybe a third of the movie doesn't have dialogue, but in like a good way. Yeah. Like a real like and talk about sound design, like comparing it to like all these other animes we watch, which we're watching typical anime. You know what I mean? Like over the top voice expressions and like gags and like all
anime
girls and like fan service. This has none of those, but like it has like when a director is clearly obsessed with the film and every detail is like
makes sense,
but like is directed like in an anime, it's hard because you're not filming somebody putting on equipment, but like the sound design, you hear every clip, you hear every rope moving, you hear
the backpack
swishing, you hear the boots under the snow,
the ice picking, everything, dude. The snow falling on top of you, the sound that the rocks made hitting the tarp,
right,
of where they were sleeping, like crazy sound design,
right? And then you overlay that on like maybe a spatial piano or those violins I was describing earlier, and you're just when the scene starts getting busier and there's no dialogue, that's when like it alerts you like, dude, this is bad. It's like watching a deer in the middle of like in a deadpan forest. You know, the minute they hear a stick break, something fall. Oh, what is that? Us as an audience are now being triggered to that, and like it's traumatic. It's traumatic.
Like
it's
dogs,
it's like I'm being bullied by like a movie.
By a French dude.
By a French movie. What is going on? What if the French ever bullied us? I can't deal with this right now.
and then so when they're doing that climb under the half cliff, so they have to climb out the wall.
It's vertical up.
Vertical, yeah.
And then the cliff face is just juts out, like 90-degree angle out from the vertical cliff face, just out, and they have to travel like what is it, like 7-8 meters
probably.
So then you see them like
doing this kind of like connection.
They're screwing in the hooks on the vertical mountain face. Like, how are you not worried that that's gonna fall down and break? That's what I don't get. I'm so lost. I don't understand how that's possible. And then he's like, so you see him hanging. Like, what if the rope breaks? Like, how old is that rope? You see him he just has like a bunker full of ropes. Yeah. How do you know that's the rope that's secure?
Yeah.
And then there's just this kid, like 20 meters down from him. I keep speaking in meters, like I fucking know anything about the metric system, but because the movie's talking in meters.
It's in hundreds, yeah, 10s, 20s, everybody gets it, you know?
But like, so then there's just this kid that he's connected on a rope with that's on a ledge, and he's like, okay, I'm coming up, Mr. Habu. But then the music's getting busier. It's been busy for like 5-6 minutes already, and then just then you see him gonna put a hook in. The ledge that he's on, the side of it just gives way, just cracks, and the rocks give way, and then you just like boom, boom, like he starts hitting the his arm and his head are hitting the side of the vertical cliff face, and you just see the rope start moving quickly down with it. And then you see
the snug on Habu when he like finally drops like on his back.
Yeah,
I
and you
thought he
think
had
Habu
break his back. I thought that fool was dead.
Well, and that's another thing. It shows like the trauma of like going like falling, and like they always pass out. Like that happens like 2-3 times in this movie, and they keep passing out, which is like the worst possible time for that to happen, because then you're just helpless, and it's just like when you should be your most active, your body's just like, oh, I'm dead. I give up now. Like I lay here. So then like, it's literally still like the first act of the movie. Maybe you could consider it the first part of the second act, but like it's just this kid just hanging off of a mountain
for hours.
They spend all night there, and you just see him with his eyes closed, just like, I'm sorry, Mr. Habu,
with all his fucking blood through his head and shit.
Just not helping at all either.
Nothing.
Just not helping. Just being dead weight.
You could be on.
Just dead weight, and Habu's trying to create like another hook and put him back on, and you like, I can't imagine, for hours you just know this kid's gonna die. He's attached to your hip. And you just hear him screaming from 20 meters down, I'm sorry, Mr. Habu. I shouldn't have come. You told me not to, and I did it anyways. I'm gonna die.
I don't like being bullied by Frenchmen, bro.
Oh, I can't do it. And like Habu, who they just spent a third of the movie being like, yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Like, no, he's not that bad.
He gained some empathy right here because this child's about to die. And he's just like, no, kid, you're not gonna. Like, he's trying to stay calm, but like, we see him freaking out. He knows what it is. Like, he's banging his head on the side of the mountain, being like, "Fuck, he's dead. He's dead."
Also, this motherfucker tries to pull him up through the like. The way I feel like it works. So the first climber is the one that puts the safety notches, and he starts going up, and the other guy gives him like, it gives him leash, it gives him more slack. And then the other guy climbs and takes off whatever they need as they go along, right? So when he snaps and takes all the slack from him, he tried to pick him up from those railings.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like scraping on the edge of like the cliff.
Yep.
So it was just about to break, and he couldn't do that anymore. But he could have, you know what I'm saying?
And then the worst part of it is like, I'm literally being like, literally sitting there. I'm like, I'm 40 minutes in. Like, I still have to watch like 50 minutes of this movie. How do they get out of this situation? It doesn't make any sense to me. And the kid's just like, again, one last time in the middle of the night, must have been like 1, 2 in the morning or so. He's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Habu. He's like, stop it, kid. You get to come out of this. He's like, no, I'm not. No, and he can't see because like there's that ledge that the ledge that the kid fell off of. So like his field of vision is cut off because the kid's like underneath the ledge. So then you just hear, I'm sorry. He's like, kid, what are you doing? What are you doing? Talk to me. Like if you hear somebody, again, it's an addiction story. You hear somebody like doing something maybe they shouldn't. You're just like, what are you doing? I don't hear you. Talk to me. Please talk to me right now. Like, what's happening? And the kid just pulls out a knife and just cuts it. And then you see Habu's hip, like all that tension just gives way, which again, good like directing. That's good like visual direction.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just see him, he's just like fuck kid, and he's just yelling and yelling and yelling, and then you just
it just cuts to like
it cuts. You don't hear a thud.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to hear a thud. They're so hard up.
Oh no, fuck no.
And it just cuts to the ambulance, and like I thought they were gonna arrest Habu. I was like, is he liable for that? I don't understand who's responsible for that. And like the Fukamachi, so then they cut that scene to Fukamachi interviewing that kid's sister who's grown up because it's 8 years later, telling the story of how his mom, how like that kid's mom felt and like how she felt growing up and how they felt about Habu. Because Habu blames himself, which I feel like I would at that time.
No, absolutely. He even sends money and shit every once in a while.
He's sending letters. He gives him... And again, like, Habu had just quit his job like 10 minutes before that in the film, and he gave all the rest of his savings just to Habu, to this kid's family. But like through the Fukamachi interview, we hear him talking to the sister and being like, dude, we don't blame Habu.
Yeah. At first, like, she was being very sincere about it. She was like, at first I did want him to be guilty.
Right.
But, like, after all this stuff that he's done, like, she's like, nah, like, I wish he didn't feel that way.
She's like, my mom, like, let him go. Like, he had convinced my mom to go, which, like, it's kind of the mom's fault in a roundabout kind of way, sort of. Because, like, you're responsible for your kid at the end of the day, kind of. You know what I mean? Like this disheveled homeless dude's just gonna take your kid up a mountain. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Like, but it's sad because that's like the narrative low point, because that's where we start to settle. We're being like, this is who Habu is. Yeah. This is the guy who ran away from Japan 8 years ago and let his visa expire in Nepal. Mm-hmm. He's just some guy who blames himself for taking somebody up a mountain that he shouldn't have, and that person died. Mm-hmm. And they were a kid, and like maybe it's kind of different if they're an adult, because you can actually make adult decisions, and like you're supposed to be able to like have a developed brain.
Yeah, but then again, the movie goes into like this, not only like the addiction part of it, but almost in like that's what like the movie was about.
Yeah,
like that doesn't have. Like, the journey doesn't have an end. It's just the journey to get up there.
It's the opposite of every anime story ever. So, the moral to every anime story is that, like, it's about the friends we made along the way, right? Uh-huh. It's the journey, not the destination kind of thing. And this was kind of like... everything's shit. The destination is shit. The journey is shit. Yeah, like, so like you might as well just do whatever you want to do, because everything just kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it's like this real nihilistic point of view, because it's about like people that have accepted their addiction. It's just like, dude, I don't have a real healthy reason for this. I don't even want to be the best anymore. I don't want to be I don't want the fame. I don't want the celebrity. I don't want the money even. I just like my brain chemistry has now been wired in such a way that I can't not do this.
Yeah, and there was a point in the movie where the journalist, what's his
Fugamachi?
name? Yeah, Fugamachi. He tells Habu like this whole spiel about, come on, dude, come on, take me, bro, take me. It's like if you don't take me, it's like nobody's gonna know. Yeah. Nobody's gonna know, and it kind of feels fucky
because he's playing with his addiction.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. It's the exact same scene again. It's that kid telling Habu, "Let me go. I'll do whatever you say." Again, it's now when Fugamachi finally finds him, because he got a letter from the sister that was stamped what town he was in Nepal, which is like the closest town to Mount Everest, and he shows up, and it's that exact same scene over again. It's Fugamachi just looking him dead in the face. He's like, "Dude, I'm telling you that I want to do this. I'll do whatever you say. I won't touch you. Like, I won't mess up your thing. Don't save me." And I think that's the selling point, is that like the first time Habu pisses somebody off at the bar, he's telling them that like, yeah, if it's me or my partner and we're both just dangling off the mountainside, I'm cutting the rope. Yeah. Like, without a second thought, he says it, and that pisses off everybody at the bar. And they're like, "Oh, dude, what's your issue? Like, that's it's your boy, you know what I mean?" And Fugamachi, I think what sold Habu is that he's like, "Listen, if anything happens, leave me. Just leave me. Don't mess up your climb.
I'll be way behind, taking pictures."
Yeah, but like, if you see me getting hurt, don't come and save me. All that.
A little bit before that, and I think we were going to touch up on it, and we derailed. Like, Habu went climbing after the kid's death, and they showed like a cool montage of him climbing various destinations. And then there's one, again, like one of this, they called it the winter trifecta, like the mounts that you should do in the winter for like these crazy people that go up there.
It's like the French Alps somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, and then he suffers an accident where he like either broke or...
It was the exact same scene over again. So like we saw this scene early on when like he almost left his original partner. It's him screwing in a hook on the mountainside, right? So we've seen him do this exact same scene 3-4 times, and that's what fucks it up so bad, because it's one of those where like if you've ever been hunting or like dangerous activities that you know are dangerous, but like if you're paying attention, nothing bad can happen, right? But once you get comfortable and you stop respecting it, or it's like when you hear somebody talking about dealing with a dangerous animal. Yes, you can pet them sometimes if they let you. Yes, I can feed them. Yes, I can train them.
Yeah, after they're fed, after they...
But once you're comfortable, and like, that's when you let things slip. That's when you start letting things slide, because you're not being as diligent. And that's what you see in Habu. We see the same scene 3-4 times. He's just screwing in the thing, and it falls. And then you see him riffling through his belt. He's like, "Shit, that was my last one. How am I going to get up this mountain face now?" And then you see him trying to get acclimated, and he's trying to move, and like it's like the kid falling off the cliff face again. He just slips and then falls, and it's the exact same scene over again. He hits his arm, he hits his head, he hits his leg, and then again he's just dangling off the mountainside. But again, because to do mountain climbing, you just have to do it in the middle of winter by yourself. Yeah. He's just on a mountain face,
like 190-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah. In the middle of winter, he's just got one jacket on, and so he's just dangling. And again, he passes out, and that's what's so scary. It's like I know he's alive, but like something in me watching that scene, I'm just like, he can't make it out of this, right? Like, I just saw somebody die from this. There's no way he can make his way out.
And then because of ice climbing too, I mean, I can't imagine how many knots you have to know, first of all.
Yeah.
I just tie my shoes. That's the only knot I use every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't really use a lot of knots. But, goddamn, dude, just him making a tension one for his mouth so he can climb up.
Because he broke his hand.
Yeah. So he helps with his right or his left, whichever he.
And he's tying with his mouth.
Yeah, and then he holds with his mouth, and then he fucking reels it back, and then he gets fucking tension again.
Do you know how strong you have to be to do something like that? You do have one hand.
With snow gear on?
You are lifting yourself up a vertical mountain face.
Fuck me, dude.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
He was so heavy because his balls were so heavy. Goddamn.
Well, his balls got him killed, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and his leg's probably broken too. So
Erwin, yeah, he got killed by his balls too.
Erwin Yeager?
No, Erwin.
From Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Commander Erwin.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing all over again. So Habu makes his way up to a ledge. He has no way of getting down, no way of getting back up, but he finally made his way to that ledge he fell off of. Mm-hmm. And he just spends 3 nights there in the middle of the winter, in the middle of the French Alps.
Nothing. A broken hand and...
Broken leg.
Frostbite fingers.
Yeah, because he can't even move that broken hand. So it's just like dying while attached to him. And again, here's the scary part is that like with the winds and the cold and he's hungry, he starts hallucinating. And he starts seeing the kid that died.
Dude, A24 at its peak, bro.
A24 at its peak. It's literally like watching The Witch. It's literally like watching Hereditary. Like it's...
And like he has his flashlight in the middle of the fucking night because somehow he's like... He still has energy for that too.
Yeah.
And he's looking, but I think that was just his hallucination. I think he hallucinated going out and looking.
Yeah.
You know, because he's definitely still like sleep.
Yeah.
And then he starts seeing like the kid, which he didn't see an angle of.
Right.
But like he sees the kid just hanging on like the cliff.
Why'd you leave me, Mr. Habu?
Yeah.
Mr. Habu, please take me ice climbing with you. Mr. Habu, please. Mr. Habu. And like the whole time I'm just like yeah, I'm just like, oh, this is so evil. I can't watch this right now. I can't watch this. So he loses sense of time. He loses all that. And then eventually we finally see a helicopter. Like we think we hear a helicopter, but like he doesn't know if that's the wind, if he's tripping again, none of it. But yeah, the helicopter comes to get him. Weird thing about Netflix subtitles, we've talked about the subtitles are wrong normally on Netflix for the English versions if there's multiple dubbings, because Netflix will use the subtitles from the original dub and not change them over to English, even though English will sometimes like switch up the words to both try to fit the mouths and try to use phrases that make more sense in colloquial English.
Correct, yes.
When he's in the hospital bed and he wakes up, his fingers are severed off because he got frostbite on them, and those are the ones that he broke.
Yeah.
But like the subtitle says he lost his leg, but he has both legs the rest of the movie.
Obviously, because he climbed out.
Because he climbed Mount Everest after that. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know what that was about, but it was something I noticed, and I was like, that's weird.
Probably hurt his leg pretty badly or something.
It said lost.
Yeah.
But like it was something lost in translation. That's what I'm trying to get across. Yeah. And I thought for a second that was it. You know what I mean? Because again, it cuts back to Fugamachi, and he's just like, so this is where he fell off, and he's finding news clippings of like Habu's accident and like what should have derailed him forever. And you know what that made me think? It was like, okay, so then he's going to go back to work in construction, but he's missing fingers now on his hand. It's harder to do construction now. But and then that's when he just kind of defects and just like leaves the country and all that.
Yeah, and then what follows after I don't think we skipped anything before they actually met together, the journalist and Habu.
No, once he finds that last letter, he's just like, oh, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, and what follows after that, I feel like, is like where they got the chance to like animate a lot of the stuff, because it's them prepping, and they show you every single thing that they're taking, and the pans that they use, and like the thing, and they're just like talking, having like small conversations, like, did you know what this means, right? You know what the solo means. I'm not gonna go back for you. This is your last chance. We ride in the morning.
Right.
You know, and then...
And Fukamachi just forgot that he wanted the camera for a little bit. Like, he got so enamored in the story of Habu that he wanted to document the guy that it's most likely to climb Mount Everest. So he just forgot, like, his original basis, like, what the movie was about, which was trying to find the camera and trying to prove the original expedition might have been climbed by a woman on Mount Everest.
Yeah, and then... There's this part that once we start the ice climbing, was I thought it was really good animation. I know it's not. I kind of didn't like ideal. I know it's not ideal for what it was, but it seemed cool to me. I don't know, but like the next animation of them traveling up.
I think the backgrounds look really cool because the backgrounds are all hand drawn in every frame,
there you go,
which is really, really cool. It's like watching Akira, except Akira is like the opposite because they're animating a cityscape, but now you're looking at a mountain face and stuff like that, right? And snowfall. So that being hand drawn is dope. It's awesome. It's super, super cool. But I think the characters look super kind of badly modeled. It's just like the type of animation they use. I don't know what it is, but like they almost look like poor CGI on top of like these really, really, really detailed like 2D like backgrounds.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's what throws me off.
Yeah, it did get like that. Anyways, when we get to the certain point of like that montage of them going up there, the journalist starts. Like for a second, I got lost who I was following, but then like
me too.
Obviously, the red coated was Habu, and then
red coat was Fukamachi.
Red coat was Fukamachi, and then the
gray. He was wearing like
blue?
a grayish black. Yeah, maybe like a navy blue kind of coat.
Yeah, the blue was Habu. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we're following
We're watching them climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, and then this dude is like, fuck, there's a ledge here.
That's why I'm glad we have that same sense though, because I was tripping because like we're just watching because they're with their facial hair and the goggles, they look like the same person, right? And that's why I was hella confused because Habu's normally got like the 9 o'clock shadow, but like Fukamachi starts to grow one too, so that's why I was confused on who it was, and I thought I was tripping again, or I was watching somebody trip again because apparently we're watching Fukamachi follow Habu's footsteps. I thought it was Habu. I'm like, why are there already footsteps in the snow?
Who are we following?
Right. So that's exactly how I felt too. And you were talking about the cliff face though?
Yeah. Good thing that you reminded me about that. It's like a
gully.
But yeah, like a lot of the scenes is just like the foots following this already print foots there, and then we get to see, oh shit, it's the journalist, it's Fukamachi. We see that Habu is like way fucking ahead of him.
Like he's gonna let him die if shit goes wrong.
Yeah, he's a cliff ahead.
Yeah.
That's wild. And then like just. Also seeing that journalist just fucking on the side trained for like maybe he has to ice climb, so he was ready to ice climb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How would you be ready for that? In case they call me up to the big leagues, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm always in shape, bro. I'm always in shape.
So then we get to this point of like they camp out, we see a sigh of relief from like Habu that he didn't make, and he is like, because they're in separate tents.
Yeah.
But he hears him like set up his tent, so like he's almost like relieved that he's there.
Yeah.
And then up in the morning, we still have radio connection, which is super cool. That they were doing that.
Then he's already tripping a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's already had his first migraine.
Fukamachi's getting really bad migraines, and he's starting to lose sensation in his arms a little bit.
He's just like, ugh.
Yeah, like his arms are heavy. He's like, fuck. Like the scene you were originally talking about where he's trying to cross like this gully, like this rivet, like this canal, this, I don't know, this small canyon.
Yeah, crack.
Like his arms are already so heavy, so him just trying to toss his gear across is like an issue. And like it doesn't look that far. It looks like it's like 6 feet across, but like his snow boots are so heavy and he has no oxygen, and like him trying to like jump across this 6 feet little divot. He almost doesn't make it.
Yeah, he's just like, with his pick.
Yep, with his pickaxe. So then like by the time he sees Habu's tent, he's just like, oh thank God, like because you see him like he almost can't even set up his own tent. He's so tired.
Bro, now it makes me think about the ice climbers in a weird way.
Why?
Like the Super Smash Bros. Ice climbers.
What about them?
I don't know. Just they're way more dark now. How many people have they let down?
A lot. Yeah. That's why they're tied by a string.
Yeah.
That's why they're connected by a string. The ice climbers.
But do you think she? Oh yeah, he was already tripping. His body was already because the old guy was like, listen, he's for real. Like if you feel like you can't do it anymore, because you want to do whatever you want to do, just come back.
Yeah. Just come down because he's not going to save you. And then like that night though, he's tripping while sleeping.
Oh really?
Because he's hearing about the winds and stuff, and he's so cold, and he still doesn't have enough oxygen. Oh, and that's another thing. So you can climb Mount Everest with oxygen, obviously, but to get the record and to get like credit, you can't use any oxygen.
Yeah.
So you're just mountain climbing.
That's wild. The mania around the sport is fucking ridiculous.
No,
right?
that's ridiculous. It's just, well, it's kind of like in a weird way. It reminds me of like watching Pumping Iron, like the original Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
We were talking about this.
Everyone was just juiced.
Of course.
Everyone's just, the whole sport. Well, even like Generation Iron, which was kind of like the sequel to that came out in like 2013. I want to say something like that. Phil Heath started doing interviews for podcasts recently. And like for his Instagram, where he's very open about the supplements he's taking. Mm-hmm. So people will be like, hey, I'm on Trend 250 and I'm on GHG. What am I taking with that? Or what do you take with that? And he's just like, okay, cool. Take this, and this. This makes me feel really good in the mornings. This will help with muscle recovery. This will help with your joints. And like this will offset the trend. And like, so we like Generation Iron's kind of like iffy about like, yeah, they're totally doing steroids, but like we also don't want to call them out and be like super dickish about it. Mm-hmm. We've gotten to the point in professional bodybuilding that like somebody like Phil Heath, who won Mr. Olympia 5 times, can just openly be like, yeah, dude, I'm just been juiced out of my mind since I was 16 years old. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how like mountain climbing, ice climbing is, because it's just like these guys are just hallucinating off a mountain face for like 3-4 nights at a time.
Like before watching this, before even having any idea what ice climbing was or what Everest on the winter was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've heard that a lot of people made it up there, but now that I see this movie, I'm like, oh, they probably went in the summer.
Oh yeah, and you have to go on the south face. The south face is a lot harder.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's like the Canada and the U.S. version of the Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to see the Canada side. That one's good.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. The just fucking dying and like getting up to a point of altitude that your blood is no longer oxygenated enough to like keep you alive for a lot of movements. So that's why they tell you to keep going, because if you stop, your body's just like not doing it anymore.
Yeah,
that's wild, dude.
So then the next morning they just got to get like Fukamachi just hears Habu just leave, right, and that's his cue to like, oh shit, I got to get up, pack my shit, and go. But then like. He's getting crazy migraines. Like he can't even make it up any further. And then it reminds me of the scene from Perfect Blue from Paprika, where there's a scene in Paprika where like everything goes kind of black and all we see is the Paprika character model, and then she pops out of a TV or something like that. There's a scene like that in Summit of the Gods where Fukamachi he's at his wit's end, no oxygen, tired, and everything just goes red. Like this red creeping aura just starts like encompassing his whole field of vision. And it reminded me of that, and it's scary. It's like watching Freddy Krueger come in through your dreams. It's like it feels horror like. It's like there's the villain, there's Ghostface about to come get you, and you can't do anything about it because you're trapped.
It's fucking crazy, bro, because he's like passing out, and out of nowhere Vienna's like, what am I looking at? I'm like, and I was just barely like getting hooked into it. I'm like, I think an animation about death. Like
I thought he was dying. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is just like what you see before dying when you're like up there.
Oh yeah, and like they have like really high powered mics, so they heard that a crazy winter storm that they hadn't planned for was starting. Mm-hmm. And so what we're watching is Fukamachi's dying. Fukamachi is like getting frostbite. He has no oxygen, and he's just exhausted.
And then we see red skies with stormy weather. We also see like some animations that are him like ice climbing still. So you don't know if he's actually like in a trance where he's actually saving himself on adrenaline, or he's fucking dying. Right,
you know right. And that like narrative ambiguity means a lot. Like it holds a lot of weight because, again, it keeps you enamored. It keeps you enthralled with. It's like, what is happening right now? So when Fukamachi comes through, he's inside of Habu's tent.
Oh yeah.
On the side of the mountain face. Like, they're so far up Everest that, like, they're getting to, like, the vertical portion.
He smacks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
They animate him coming back for him. He's like, yo, wake up, bro.
Ah!
Yeah, dude. No, I laughed. I, like, audibly laughed. I was like, because he fucking... I don't know. It was... Like, he's having this out of your mind fucking trip of death, and he just gets like woken up by like some dudes getting slapped. Yeah, I know.
It's like, you ever see somebody drunk, but it's like, dude, I need you to sober up enough to get in the Uber. Like, please don't throw up. Just slap him.
Why did my brain see that as a comedic relief of like this horrible situation?
I didn't see it like that, but I did chuckle a little bit. I was like, because like. They post up inside of Habu's tent, and like Habu, like, to even get him to like where they were gonna camp out, he like put him over his shoulder, like with both of their gears.
Yeah, like almost like a baby kind of thing.
They had both of their packs on them, so heavy ass boots, heavy ass dude, two guys up the side of the mountain. Habu goes further up the mountain to try to find a safe spot to like post up for the night. That is strength, and I think that means something about like the Habu does show growth. He's a very, very like vehemently flawed character. I was gonna say, like, this dude's got issues. Like, he needed a therapist more than he needed mountain climbing.
Yeah.
But like, this shows that like from the very beginning he was like, nah, fuck him. Like, I don't give a shit about nobody but myself. Like, I'm trying to get my records. I'm trying to get my recognition. I'm trying to get up there. Like, if you're going to hold me back, I'm leaving your ass. This is the first time that we see him go back for somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, he did as little as possible with the kid. Like, there probably wasn't a whole lot he could have done. But, like, he could have done a little bit more, maybe. Dude, or at least in some part of his head, he thinks so.
He was so far ahead, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
And then Habu brought his ass way back down to come get Fukamachi. And that means something, because this is, like, the growth of this character. Like, as much as he's trying to be a hard ass, but, like, once he had his own accident, he realized that, like, maybe somebody's life is more important than the sport.
It only took him that.
You get what I mean? Like, it took his own personal accident to be like, if only I had somebody there with me.
And again, the fucking sound, the way, like, the lighting is inside the tent on the side of the cliff while a snowstorm is happening, and just all the flapping.
That must be a durable as shit tent. That's
dude,
crazy.
You have to pin that shit to the ground, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, that's crazy. Have you ever seen those guys that sleep like on the side of the cliffs?
Oh yeah,
they have like the like a little bed.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Well, they almost kind of do that. Not really. But, like, kind of, like, they're really, like, high up, near a near vertical cliff face.
He asked them to tuck his legs in because rocks were falling. He's like, you don't want a big-ass rock to break your leg right now. Dude.
Then I do have to leave you. If your legs get broken on the side of this mountain face because a rock crushes them, I have to leave you. Like,
and then it's almost growth if it weren't from this conversation that they have later, because Habu is like, listen, dude, we're done. We have to catch tomorrow early. That's the only time we have to leave. Anything else?
The trip shot.
Yeah, the trip shot is like, we'll get up tomorrow and we'll go. Oh shit, my bad. We'll get up tomorrow and we'll keep going.
Yeah,
but it's just, I don't know, the conversation and the growth it is. But then he goes back, dude. He doesn't go back with him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't go down. He tells him to go down now. He's like, this is your best shot if you want to live.
Yeah.
And then we have...
And then we see Fukamachi asking him, he's like, why? Like, you can't get the record even if you climb it. And he's just like, dude, I don't know. Like, I just... Like, there's just this part of me that can just not try this right now. This is like... These were the conditions for my best run up Mount Everest ever. And I'm never going to get this feeling again. I just have to do it. And, like, it's... Just watching your boy, like, give into addiction. I don't know why I'm an addict, dude. I just have to do it. And you're just like, he
tells him about, like, how he found the camera. He's like, yeah, we found it over here, like, a while ago. It's like...
Yeah, I found a body. Yeah. I don't know if it was on its way up or down.
Yeah.
But
that's something a hater says. It's like, he didn't make it.
But, like, that's scary.
No, that is fucking scary.
And, like, you can tell who it is for the most part because, like, their bags and everything is, like...
Oxygen.
And the oxygen mask, like, none of it's decomposed. Mm-hmm. And it's morbid at a certain point. And he's just like, dude, I don't think you're going to find what you're looking for. And, like, the Fukamachi goes into this whole movie, this whole story with like this uplifting thing, being like, dude, what if it was a woman that climbed Mount Everest the first time, and it really wasn't a man trying to take credit from her, and wouldn't that be so cool and interesting, and like it's an uplifting story. But when Habu's telling the story, like, dude, I found this camera on one of the first people to ever climb Mount Everest, just off. It's an unmarked, unnamed body off the side of a mountain face. This person died alone. They lived alone. That's me. I am going to live alone, and I am going to die alone.
Yeah.
You can have the camera. I don't give a shit anymore. But listen to me. I am living a self-realized, lonely existence that I am trapped inside of. So please go down the mountain face.
Yeah, that's wild. And then we see the descent. We see Fukamachi's descent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
we don't even follow Habu anymore.
No, we don't follow Habu. So we're like, okay, so he kept going up there.
Yeah.
And then he gets back to camp, back to this town where they start.
The little Nepalese dude.
Yeah.
Well, not even at the town. They're just like in the Nepalese
Base
dude's
camp,
like.
Yeah.
Base camp, like at the foot of the mountain, and he's got 2 oxes with him. I thought that was cool. They use ox to move equipment up the mountains and stuff. That was neat. That was weird. But yeah, so they just post up there for like 3-4 nights, and
to wait for
Habu to make his way back down, and he never comes back down.
There's a shot of like his body in the snow.
Yeah. So the 30 seconds we do get of Habu left is just him seeing the peak. Like, he made it over the difficult portion. He just has like, it looks like only like 20 meters or so, maybe 20 yards or so, like just to get to the summit, and he's done it. Like, he's accomplished his goal. You know what I mean? He's past the part of like that body he found, all that, and you just see him like, oh yeah, I did this, and then he falls, he collapses. And then we see him like try to stand up, and it's like a juxtaposed. It's not juxtaposed, but like you're supposed to compare it to that scene we saw with Fukamachi earlier, where he couldn't feel his arms and his hands anymore. And you just see him, this guy that was like a monster 30 seconds ago, the Summit of the Gods. He felt like a god 30 seconds ago, and he's like, "Fuck yeah, I did it!" And he just like tries making his way up, and his body just collapses, and he's just staring at like his limp arms, and he's just like, he just looks up. He's just looking at the sun come over the summit. And he's watching just that peak, just the
nothing of it.
The nothing of it.
Yeah.
I lived my whole life to accomplish this one thing. I gave up everything, everybody, and what do I have to show for it? I'm just gonna die alone on the side of this mountain.
And when you talk about like the whole addiction thing, yeah, addiction fucking sucks. But then again, they almost kind of relieved it. I almost tried to again at the end, because Habu has this like post-death like inner dialogue that he's I think from the note that he wrote or something like that.
Yeah, the Nepalese dude gave Fukamachi the camera with a note.
Correct. And then the note said something along it's like, I can't tell you why I just kept going. You know what I'm saying? This is how it starts. Once you do it, it's like you're just gonna want to do it again. It's like you're gonna do it again, and you're gonna do it again. And why do I want to do it? Oh, because I don't know, nothing. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. It felt so. Trying to sympathize with it, with the whole thing.
I think it comes to terms with how like melancholic it is. Like
it does.
Like it's so like it's not good, it's not bad. It's like, dude, this is how it is, and it fucking sucks. I know, but like, what am I gonna do? This is my life, and I lived it like that. That's it.
Yeah, it's wild.
So,
what a movie.
Well, that's not even the ending. So then, like, the real ending is Fukamachi goes back to Japan, develops the camera, and they don't even show what it is. It's like the ending to the stupid dream one.
Inception.
It's like the ending to Inception, like this ambiguous, did it happen, did it not happen kind of thing, where Fukamachi's like putting up the developed photos, and he hangs them up, and he's just like, that was it, huh? And then ends film. So we don't know. So we don't know if the woman made it. We don't know like whose camera that actually was. We don't know anything. It's just like
the Quentin Tarantino briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. It's because it's just it didn't matter. It didn't matter. It like we thought we knew what we thought mattered didn't matter, and all that mattered is that existence is pain, and
one must climb.
And one must climb.
One must climb. Yeah, man. It's good.
And then you just see the title in French, like the Folie de Deux or whatever, and I was just like, fuck the French. Like, I'm sitting there so upset. Like, it's an immaculately created film. Like, it deserved all these awards. Don't get me wrong. I had some issues with the animation a little bit, but maybe that's just because of the animation I'm used to. Like, it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but it's just like, it's just
that story removed you from the animation also.
Yeah, but it's just so mean. Yeah. It's just so evil. It's just like the worst thing for like your mental health you could have. And like it's so like disheartening that I watched it Friday, the same day that like the new episode of Attack on Titan came out, and I immediately tried to watch Attack on Titan, and I'm 30 seconds into Attack on Titan, and it's just about genocide now, and I'm just like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I turned it off. I literally turned it off. I got on TikTok or something.
I'm gonna have selfless and addiction for breakfast, and then just like genocide for lunch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's too much. It is way too much. But like I recommend it wholeheartedly. But it's the same like caveat with like the Grave of the Fireflies. Like this isn't like an every year kind of thing.
I feel like it really does get the Between Nerds seal for a sport anime.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was great. It was fucking cool. It touched ice climbing enough to be good, to be cool with that about the sport.
They might as well have shown ESPN clips about climbing, about mountain climbing. It's dope. You should watch it. You should watch it. This is like some Alex Martinez kind of stuff.
Really? Yeah.
This is like some Alex Martinez kind of stuff. Our friend, our friend of the podcast, Alex Martinez, who was here for our Ponyo discussion, like he's T-Nex Rocket reviews on TikTok and stuff like that, and like he's on what's that social media movie?
Letterboxd.
He's on Letterboxd a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And he's trying to get big on Letterboxd, and like he's always asking for like movie recommendations. Next time he's on Twitter asking for recommendations, I'm recommending Summer of the Gods, like hands down.
It's an awesome movie. It's a great movie. It reminds me of Whiplash almost too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because Whiplash was kind of like, why is he still going crazy on the drums after he got kicked out of the band and kicked out of the school essentially? Because just to do it, just to say that you did it and you accomplished something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like those fucking addictions.
Yeah,
you know. But it's fucking awesome. Summon of the Gods. Ah, man. Hideo Kojima, we would love to have you.
Yeah.
You hang out with everybody.
Yeah, you'll hang out with Between Nerds.
Yeah.
And the thing about the addiction too is that like a lot of times with addiction, sometimes it's subtle. Like having known like plenty of addicts, like sometimes it is really subtle. But like they always make like deals with themselves. You know what I mean? It's just like, I know I shouldn't drink, but just one, right? Just once, because it's my friend's birthday. Just one, because it's somebody's like graduation party.
Yeah.
But like you making deals with yourself is a symptom of addiction.
Yeah.
The Summer of the Gods isn't even that. It's just so open about it. And I think for me, that's like what was like so off-putting. I've never seen media like that. Mm-hmm. Just so open about addiction. Like I'm even thinking about who's the guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi?
The Ewan McGregor.
What's that really fucked up movie he did about like being homeless and a drug addict? Okay, Trainspotting. It's like even in Trainspotting where it's just all about addiction, just being Irish and an addict and just like just living underneath train tracks. Mm-hmm. Even then they felt shame. Like they're very open about their addiction, but they still always like felt shame about it.
Hiding.
Some of the Gods is just like, dude, like everyone knows I'm an addict. Like I'm just doing this. Mm-hmm. This is just me. I am just the mountain climbing addict guy. That is my only character trait. That is all I will ever be known by.
It's crazy. I can't imagine an ice climbing like personality. I've never known an ice climber.
No, this is awful. Yeah. Do not praise these people.
No, I'm not trying to praise. I'm just saying it's crazy. You want to nerd down?
Sure, I think we should let it go because
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep repeating myself.
Yeah. Netflix, cool. You hosted this.
Yeah, that's
you know
amazing.
What I'm saying? That's good. That's
That's
good
a
for
hitter.
your numbers. Yeah, absolutely. They're probably gonna get rid of it next month or something.
Yeah. Nothing good stays on Netflix anymore.
Do you want to watch this Netflix shows? No, Netflix. We don't want to watch this Netflix shows.
Anyways, nerd down.
Nerd down.
Nerd down.
Nerd Down.
Welcome to Nerd Down with Nerds Get Down again. Drew Filipe Aldo Mendez.
That was intense.
That was crazy.
That was
crazy.
I watched it earlier today.
Can't wait till I get my serotonin back so I can watch it again.
Yeah.
Can't watch it right now, but I'd love to watch it again someday soon.
I probably haven't watched Graveler Fireflies in ever since we last watched it.
I think it's been like 2 years for me too.
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. Anyways, the beginning of this Nerd Down, we do want to go over some housekeeping notes. Don't forget, you all can enter our March giveaway by being a subscriber on YouTube and commenting on any YouTube video.
Usually not hateful comments.
Usually not hateful comments. Usually, maybe if you're subscribed, we'll
Yeah.
still enter you.
Yeah, if you're subscribed, it's all game, bro.
But yeah, like we pick a random commenter at the end of the month, as long as they're subscribed. If you're not big on YouTube or you're listening to us audio only, you can enter the giveaway by leaving a positive review on whatever platform you're on. So that's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Deezer, Pandora, whatever. But we don't we can't figure out who's giving these reviews. So then if you email us at betweennerdspodcast@gmail.com, letting us know that review was you, that written review was you, you'll also be entered into the giveaway. So there you go.
Cool.
I think the winner of last month's really appreciated.
Yeah, thank you.
Their Witch from Mercury merchandise that we got them. That was pretty neat. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations if we haven't said it already.
Yep. Shouts Raz.
And
Raz the homie.
I think a big red flag is
What?
that if you're gonna make, if you're the kind of person that's just gonna make a fake account just to shit on people on the internet,
Yeah.
that's a red flag for yourself. You shouldn't be doing that ever.
Talk about addiction and
Yeah,
sociopathy.
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. But yeah, we get some comments, but they're not that nice. So
But honestly, it's almost like the opposite happened this week too. If you're gonna be just a flat out hater and just come off like a complete cunt,
Idiot.
kind
Yeah,
of.
I don't know.
Maybe don't have your personal stuff on your YouTube anyways. How do you have videos of you getting evicted on YouTube and you're out here hating on us?
yeah, and then right off the bat with his comments, I don't know, I just feel like he was projecting in a way. He's like, oh, it's like listen to 6-year-olds. Okay, so what happened to your 6? What happened to your 6? I was
Yeah.
Did you not have a father? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the mom was bringing along a lot of father figures.
And then what got them to stop commenting is implying that their baby mother doesn't like them.
Yeah.
That's when it got too personal for him. Funny. That's so hilarious.
Crazy. But we had another one. Was the other one constructive in any way?
No.
Okay.
Again, it's the same TikTok that has all these comments for whatever reason. It's the one about me talking about how we were gaslit by people on Crunchyroll reviews, but we kind of I said that way to get people to comment and
Right.
I wanted to start the conversation.
Yeah.
So then I said I wasn't gonna read it, but I'll read it anyways just because it makes me giggle.
It does make me
So
giggle.
this guy Doumak, Doumak on TikTok comments, severely unremarkable podcast personality. Here.
Thank you. We we glorify that here.
My thing is, why wouldn't you just scroll up like a normal person? I can't imagine going out of my way to even spend 5 seconds to type that out. So then we comment, remarkable enough to get you to comment and help our key performance indicators.
KPIs. We like KPIs. Thank you guys for having watching our clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, people been liking our clips on YouTube. Well, at least YouTube feed likes it, and nobody else likes it.
The watch through rate on the YouTube Shorts is gotten so good that it's made our average so high that it's gonna get progressively harder.
I get mad when those views don't jump up fast, out of the gate.
You do. I had to text you this week, bro. I need you to relax. It hasn't even
No.
been put on the Shorts feed yet.
That was crazy. I don't know. Cool.
And so then he commented, much needed help for obvious reasons. You're welcome, champ. Thumbs up. So then I commented, Glad that you have nothing else going on, Nerdface.
See, and you weren't mean about it. You didn't get super.
That's like the most professional you can be to a troll, to be honest.
Yes, thank you for being, having some serenity.
You got it. I was giggling the whole time.
No,
I was laughing.
It's hilarious because that's what it is. I mean, we don't want to have these conversations. Do you think we want to have these conversations with you? No.
But we're very open with our audience.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to have any suggestions or leave any comments of how you like the anime that we watched, but hated the way we talked about it, let us know.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna run through some anime awards recap. It's anime season, so we went over the anime awards with CJ.
I should have an image of like what we picked, so I'll put it right here of what we picked for the voting.
Okay, I don't even remember what we picked.
Results. Yeah, me neither.
So, you might need to rewatch that episode. But anyway, so this week were the 9th annual Anime Trending Awards and the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. So on Wednesday, animetrends.com, it's live polling. So like every week they make like a new chart about like what anime is getting positive reviews, what's trending that week. So then I guess we'll just go over them a little bit.
Let's go.
So for anime of the year, Summertime Rending, Bocchi the Rock, Lycra's Recoil, Kaguya-sama, My Dress Up Darling, Mob Psycho, Attack on Titan season final season part 2, Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, all the usual hitters. Mm-hmm. I think it was weird that Bocchi the Rock won Anime of the Year. I don't think Bocchi the Rock is bad, but would I call it like Anime of the Year?
It is very...
And again, these are just polling results, kind of.
Yeah. No, I get it.
With 16,000 votes.
It's not that great. It's good. It's great, but
we send memes about it all the time. Like I love Bocchi the Rock.
It's just so it has a lot of references that all these people are, all these anime enthusiasts are familiar with.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't believe what they did that again. Oh shit. Oh that.
It's just like it's such like it's like a hive mind kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to like Bocchi the Rock almost right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not Demon Slayer, it's not Spy Family, it's not Chainsaw Man, it's not Attack on Titan. Like it's not, I don't watch that popular bullshit. Like, have you not seen Bocchi the Rock?
Bocchi the Rock.
Right? Like imagine that being highbrow. That's what comes off as highbrow now.
No, that's crazy. I know Crunchyroll had... Oh, well, we'll get there.
No, well, we can do both at the same time. I guess we compare the two. This one I kind of agree with, and this was what I wanted to win Anime of the Year, so...
We probably have that recorded, like, maybe 15 episodes back when we first watched it, that you were like, this is probably going to get Anime of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah.
Which I agree with completely. Like, at the Anime Awards, what won Anime of the Year? Was it Attack on Titan?
Last year? Yeah, I think so.
Right? So the Anime Awards, I think Attack on Titan won, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Anime of the Year, Anime Trending Awards, Bocchi the Rock. Mm-hmm. And I think they're all live polling, except maybe the Crunchyroll Awards might be an actual panel. That might be the only one that's not just like people's decisions like inputted like live like popularity polling. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So the polling's for nothing?
Well,
popularity.
Well, here's the thing, though. On the Anime Trending Awards, though, as different from the Anime Awards, remember you could submit multiple ballots on the Anime Awards. The Anime Trending Awards is only allowing a maximum of one vote, one choice per voter.
Oh, cool.
And they had a total of almost 116,000 votes.
That's a lot of votes.
So that's a lot of singular people, as opposed to the Anime Awards, where like. You get those hive-mindy fan bases that will just wake up every day and just like submit a bunch of times like for the Anime Awards. So it's cool that they all have like different metrics that they're coming to these very different conclusions.
Yeah, we've talked about like the popularity tab and the what is it, the popularity and top rated?
Oh, the one on my anime list?
We talked about this separation.
There's a difference between popularity and like top rated.
Yeah, and it just... I just wish the popular one was not there.
Yeah, most popular anime end up sucking. Pretty bad. Crunchyroll had a different category, which the other two did not have, which I think is pretty interesting. And it's best original anime. So I guess that doesn't include Cyberpunk Edge Runners because Cyberpunk Edge Runners is based off of a video game. It's not. It couldn't be Attack on Titan because Attack on Titan is based off of a manga. So best original anime nominees: Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story that we're watching in 2 weeks, Healer Girl, The Orbital Children, Vampire in the Garden, and Yurei Deku. Winner: Lycris Recoil.
Lycris Recoil is great.
Lycris Recoil is awesome.
Yeah,
super
it's
super
best
dope.
ones we've had this season.
Yeah, probably one of the best ones for sure. I think that's well deserved, and it's getting a season 2 or something like that. Which
besides the whole thing that you remind me of being like Batman and Joker, I'm like, fuck, dude, I can't get that out of my head. But besides that, that's good. It's good.
It's John Wick, but lollies.
Yeah, also that,
which is great. Best anime character design. Again, I maybe I should be on the Crunchyroll panel. These are all my picks as far as I'm concerned, right? So we have Atsuko from Ranking of Kings. Oh wait, so they're naming the mangakas as the nominees, right? So you have Ranking of Kings, Spy Family, My Dress Up Darling, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and the winner is Demon Slayer.
Yeah, Demon Slayer, obviously.
Character design.
Yeah. Did you see all those stupid nerds again?
What'd they say?
Being mad about the movie? It's like, this is a recap episode.
We knew that, though. We knew that,
yeah.
because, like, literally they advertised it as being, like, just a recap of the last season leading up to the Swordsmith Village arc.
And I haven't seen it, but, like, I heard the fight is awesome. It looks amazing on screen.
You haven't seen it?
No. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh.
But I know that the reason they made a movie is to, like, reanimate that fight, right, for the big screen.
Right.
So I bet it looks amazing.
It has to. Well, I can't even imagine what that looks like on a full screen with
IMAX.
with IMAX, with the sound. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. Yeah. Next category. They both have this one. Best animation. Anime Trending Award calls it Best in Animation. So, bottom top, My Dress Up Darling, Kaguya-sama, Lycris Recoil, Spy Family, Akabe Sailor Uniform. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Bocchi the Rock, Anime Trending Award winner for Best Animation, Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, which we haven't seen, which we do want to watch ASAP though. And a big reason why we watched Mob Psycho Season 2 recently was because Season 3 was coming out. I'm glad that it holds up. I'm glad that it looks cool. Because that was probably my favorite part of watching Mob Psycho Season 1 and 2.
Mob Psycho's been a beast of an anime, man. It's
amazing.
It's awesome. It's so good. It's sweet. It's short. It does what it needs to do. It goes overboard, but it's well used.
It's funny.
Yeah,
It is funny. It's funny. All that. Crunchyroll Anime Awards, Spy Family, Ranking of Kings, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Attack on Titan Season 2. Again, Akabe Sailor Uniform. I need to figure out what the fuck that is. Winner, Demon Slayer, which is what you were just saying, because like that final fight scene's like amazing.
Yeah.
Probably best piece of animation.
With a moving fire on the back, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Wild.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Anime Trending Awards doesn't have the category for Best New Anime Series that the Crunchyroll Anime Awards has, which I think is weird because I think the Anime Awards had that one.
Well, I feel like Crunchyroll has a different
demographic.
It has an additional demographic
They have an agenda.
in which in which they're like, oh, our
things on my
subscribers-
platform.
Yeah, the things on my platform, it's this way.
And I think that's why everyone, I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about that it's crazy that they let Cyberpunk Edge Runners win Anime of the Year because that's a Netflix original anime. So it's cool that at least for that category, they're feigning anonymity.
It was with Trigger, right?
Studio Trigger,
Yeah,
Netflix original.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
And Summit of the Gods looks really good too. I think so.
Hell yeah. But yeah, winner, Spy Family. Best new anime series.
Spy Family is great. I saw you use your suit the other day. That was a nice suit. That's a nice suit.
I wore it to the El Paso Chamber of Commerce.
Nice.
Awesome.
No, I can't. That doesn't surprise me. It's a really nice anime.
Honestly, the Crunchyroll awards are a lot better than the ATA ones. I'm saying the categories are. The ATA, they just have like a lot of categories I don't agree with. So then they have best in character design, best in episode directing and storyboarding. That's hard. That is really hard because then you're having to call
narrow
out
down?
Yeah, so the winner is Bocchi the Rock season 1 episode
what?
8.
What is that?
I can't remember. Like, how am I going to vote on that? That's so hard. Best in original screenplay. Oh, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That's neat.
Nice. Original screenplay.
But then the Crunchyroll Anime Awards has a category for best continuing anime series, which I think is really neat. So that's Made in Abyss, The Golden City of the Scorching Sun, Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan Season 2 Part 2.
I can't believe how many Made in Abyss won. That's crazy.
Yeah, people really like Made in Abyss. But I'm glad that this panel at the Crunchyroll Awards actually gave it to One Piece.
Yeah.
Because if there were ever a season of One Piece that I think this is like why you give things a chance and you let it go on like as much time as it needs.
20 years, yeah.
20 years is like, this is the best One Piece has ever looked. I know me and CJ harp on it all the time and it's super obnoxious and annoying, but like honestly, this is the best One Piece has ever looked, except maybe the first few seasons before like the time skip when things got really generic looking. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's cool that like One Piece is getting it's just desserts. It's being recognized for the efforts and the strides they've made in terms of animation quality. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen some like gifs here and there. So
on Twitter and stuff like that? Yeah.
It looks crazy.
Okay, theme song awards. Opening theme song of the year, Anime Trending Awards. And this is what I mean about the Anime Trending Awards. They're nominating things that are like cult classics, things that are like anime introverted nerd culture, like not popular anime nerd culture, which like I know what they mean. It's Chicky Chicky Bom Bom from your boy Kong Ming, and I get why. That's like the best part of that anime. But how are you not going to give it to The Rumbling, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2?
Most popular, super awesome intro.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Like, give it to the song that actually charted.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you mean. Like, but...
It's a heavy-ass song.
It's crazy. It's the best song. It's the best. Best anime ending sequence. Crunchyroll Awards give it to Spy Family Comedy. I think that might be the second one. I'm not entirely sure which one that is. Ending theme song, Anime Trending Awards. Yofukashi no Uta. I don't actually know what song that is.
I have no idea.
That is... Oh, it's the ending to Call of the Night.
Oh, okay. That was a good one.
That makes sense. I don't know. I kind of agree with that one then.
Yeah, that one's kind of good.
But yeah, there's a ton of categories. I just wanted to go over them a little bit.
No, that's cool. What else is there in Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll Awards. That's the last one. Ending theme song.
That was the last one?
Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. I'm super wrong. Best anime film.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Other nominees include Bell, Dragon Ball Super, Super Hero, Inu O, One Piece Film Red, and The Deer King. I saw some people mad that One Piece Film Red didn't win.
So, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
But apparently, the Shinkai movie just surpassed Jujutsu Kaisen 0 on
in Japanese theaters.
Yeah, in Japanese theaters.
Suzume.
Yeah.
Do we know when we're getting it in the States?
I have no idea.
This is taking too long. I'm tired of like Japanese people just getting to watch it for 4 months, and I'm just over here like
an American
dude. I'll be there the first night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anime Trending Awards winner, Anime Movie of the Year, Sword Art Online Progressive, Aria of a Starless Night, A1 Pictures.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
A1 Pictures. Okay. I didn't know. Maybe I forgot that A1 Pictures was doing Sword Art Online. Maybe I forgot that Sword Art Online was still going on.
I heard terrible things about it.
I remember I tried.
I would say mixed reviews, but it's more hate than love.
I remember I tried getting back into Sword Art Online, and I couldn't do it. I just could not.
Isekai, right?
No.
Like Digimon Isekai.
No. Because Digimon's actually an isekai. Because they actually get transported to another world. Sword Art Online is... They're not in another world. Their consciousness is in a video game. Which is technically different, sort of.
It's like Hunter x Hunter. Okay. But not really, because that's in the real world.
Hunter x Hunter is just fantasy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've piqued my interest. I've talked about with Aldo. I kind of do want to watch the first season of Sword Art Online for the podcast, not because like it's good. Like that's something I kind of have nostalgia glasses about a little bit, and I kind of want to like just like shatter them
Rewatch
real
it?
quick. Like,
Yeah. I need to know that this was not
I just
good.
want to snap my nostalgia glasses because like the first season, just like everybody else, which is why it's so popular and what like turned it into such like a powerhouse of a series, is that season 1 of Sword Art Online was good, and like it basically popularized the current most popular genre of anime, being like isekai and like high fantasy culture, like this resurgence of fantasy and anime. But like, I know it sucks somewhere deep down in me. I know it sucks, and I do want to rewatch it, if not just for like the conversation that we could have about it.
Let's do it.
We'll think about that in April, maybe.
Okay.
Crunchyroll best anime song. Okay. Best anime director, Haro Sotozaki from Demon Slayer. Perfect. Okay, this is wrong. Best main anime character, Crunchyroll Anime Awards, Eren Yeager. That's like giving Hitler a Nobel Peace Prize. That is ridiculous.
But like in the world what this is set in, this is because this is obviously not happening, right? This is an anime.
Yeah.
But like on the topics that it touches on genocide. What is the last thing we heard about genocide? You know, like, well, not the last thing, but like the biggest one. But like, it's the Holocaust. So you initially think about, okay, you know, what happened with the Jewish people, what happened with Hitler, and just doing a reverse card on top of that in this like fictitious world where like they do a reverse genocide on the German people, almost like, if you want to talk about it in terms of the Holocaust. It's just crazy. And how is he not like the best but chaotic hero they can get?
He's lawful evil.
Yeah, it's
right.
it's
Like, that's your anime character of the year.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I guess the closest thing the Anime Trending Awards has to that category would be Boy of the Year. And they gave it to a character called Shinpei Ajiro in Summertime Rendering. Summertime Rendering, I've heard a lot about the anime, and it's kind of like it's a bunch of kids hanging out on summer vacation, but I think it's like also like a horror or like a fantasy. Like bad shit's gonna happen. Like it's a bunch of kids.
Yeah, bad shit
a lot of kids, you know what I mean? So I'm not entirely sure what the plot is. I might be completely wrong, but I am interested. Crunchyroll Anime Awards Best Supporting Anime Character, they gave it to Anya Forger.
Anna Forger is great.
I guess that nominee for Anime Trending Awards would be supporting boy or girl character, Tengen Uzui, Demon Slayer. Okay, I agree with that one. And then they gave it to Hizuru Minakata, again in Summertime Rendering.
Okay, cool deal. Who's second place? Okay, okay. Column 9. Okay. Good runner-ups.
Crunchyroll Anime Awards winner of Best Must Protect at All Costs.
Boji didn't get it?
Boji didn't get it.
I think that was a between our choice, but Bogi.
It would have been Boji for sure.
But I think you were split on it. You wanted Anya too.
Mm-hmm. Anya Forger, Spy Family. I don't hate it. Kage's nominated. That makes sense.
I don't know.
Marine, My Dress Up Darling. That makes sense. Best Action Anime nominees: Spy Family, Lycris Recoil, Stone Ocean, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is just winning everything it's nominated for at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Well, it's because that thing that Demon Slayer...
This is like the best season. It's so good.
Demon Slayer is so best at serving you an anime you didn't think you were asking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we talked about this, how like most of the first half of the story just seems like a villain, what is it called? Origin story kind of thing to Musan.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you also get the horror aspects of it, but you also get the Demon Slayer aspects of it, which is a terrible thing, like in that world, to be a Demon Slayer.
Right.
And like you just get served up so much more than you were expecting.
It's like being a mountain climber. Like, you know you're gonna die doing it.
Yeah.
But you do it because you just kind of have to. Because you have a gift and you have to do it.
Yeah.
There you go. Demon Slayer is exactly like The Summit of the Gods.
We can't stop talking about it.
It's exactly like The Summit of the Gods.
It was a great movie.
Same category, similar category for anime trends. I guess that's action or adventure anime of the year. Demon Slayer only got top 3. Winner, Chainsaw Man. Studio Mappa. I'm not sure I agree, because I feel like I never completely got used to the animation style that they used in Chainsaw Man.
Not only that, but I feel like the action in the world Demon Slayer is way better than the action in the Chainsaw Man world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you can't compare the both because obviously it's not the same thing, but in their respective universes or whatever fictional world they live in, I like the Demon Slayer better.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't hate either, whatever. Yeah. Comedy of the year, this one I think I like more than the Crunchyroll Anime Awards winner. Bocchi the Rock, Cloverworks, Comedy of the Year, absolutely hilarious.
Why not? Yeah.
I agree completely. Like, it's so stupid funny. Like, it like the memes coming out of it, just being able to talk about it with people and just send like Bocchi memes is hilarious. Like, just going out on Twitter and just seeing people posting like reactions that are Bocchi the Rock is hilarious.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The Crunchyroll Anime Awards winner, again, I don't hate this anime, but I don't think it's the funniest. Spy Family.
It's more like, ooh, what's gonna happen next?
Bocchi the Rock wasn't even nominated.
Really?
That I don't know how it's possible. Wasn't Bocchi the Rock on Crunchyroll? It was, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, it was
That's
just
crazy,
in Japanese. Yeah,
because they gave Kaguya-sama hilarious. Kotaro Lives Alone, again, a Netflix original anime. My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling isn't funny. Uncle from Another World. I heard that is funny. That's a reverse isekai.
Which one?
Uncle from Another World.
Oh, yeah, I heard about it too. Yeah.
And Your Boy Kong Ming. I didn't think Your Boy Kong Ming was funny at all.
That was the one with the Emperor, right? Or
Yeah, the one with the really cool song. Best drama anime Crunchyroll Awards and winner Attack on Titan.
It's drama all the time.
I guess that's true, huh?
It's drama all the time.
It's because, like...
Where are the potatoes? Who ate the potatoes? Oh, we got Titans. Oh, shit. Well, not like that anymore, but like...
It's because Attack on Titan is, like, so much more than just a drama. You know what I mean? Like, it's horror. It's a thriller. It is an action anime. Mm-hmm. Like, it could fit into every category.
But all that's writing a drama fucking... You
know what's ass? 86, part 2 was nominated. What was dramatic about that?
No.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners, maybe. Made the Abyss, a Golden City of
drama? Cyberpunk? No.
It's hella dramatic. The last 3 episodes where everyone's just dying and like they mutilate him?
Yes.
It's super dramatic.
But it's more sci-fi.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like Game of Thrones.
Drama Anime of the Year winner, Anime Trending Awards, Lycoris Recoil? A1 Pictures for drama? Is that drama? So what else is on here? Ranking of Kings second. I would have given it to Ranking of Kings. Made in Abyss third. Chainsaw Man.
Ranking of Kings for sure.
Yeah.
Drama. Yeah, of course.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
Lycoris Recoil. So it's just a popularity contest at that point.
I think
that's
so.
That's not a drama. That's not a drama.
It's like sprinkled with drama, but not a drama.
Yeah, exactly. Best fantasy anime, Made in Abyss, Mushoku Tensei Overlord, Season 4, Ranking of Kings Core 2, The Case Study of Vantis. Winner, Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, cool.
But, like, is it the best?
Sensei.
Is it the best at being a fantasy, though? Who's best at being a fantasy that's Mushoku Tensei?
Because it's not served as fantasy.
Right. So best at being a fantasy anime would be Mushoku Tensei, right?
Yeah.
Right? Anime Trending Awards. I said Lycoris Recoil. No. Fantasy. Hold on. Made in Abyss, Golden City of the Scorching Sun. Honestly, the way Anime Trending Awards has been trending, that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't, but I guess that makes sense.
It's because it is kind of
again
fantasy.
Ranking of Kings second.
Because I can see.
Mushoku Tensei didn't even make the list.
Damn. I can see how Made in Abyss could be considered a what was it? What was the category? The
fantasy.
Fantasy more than Demon Slayer. You know, because it has all this. It's because it's whimsical at times, but it's not. It's disguised as whimsical.
Yeah. But see, that's like the thing about it's a trap. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, look at this whimsical, cool thing, cute little kids, and just like monsters. Like it's just got you by the balls, and like it's not gonna let you go. It's evil. Best romance anime, first category. I've seen them both agree on. Crunchyroll Anime Awards, Kaguya-sama Love is War, ultra romantic.
I didn't get to see that movie, man. The First Kiss Never Ends or something like that.
Me neither.
I want to see it
sometime soon.
I heard it's really good.
Me too. Best voice acting performance, Japanese. Okay, I agree. Yuki Kaji, Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan. Mm-hmm. Especially like the season that was nominated. Like that version of Eren Yeager in Japanese terrifying. Absolutely immaculate voice acting performance. And I don't even know Japanese.
Yeah, I mean...
Anime Trending Awards winner, Best Voice Acting Performance Male, Natsuki Hane as Shinpei Ajiro in Summertime Rendering.
Okay.
Summertime Rendering won a lot on the Anime Trending Awards. I don't know what's up with that. Best Voice Acting Performance English.
Definitely, boy.
Zach Aguilar, David Martinez, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Makes perfect sense. Oh, hold on. I want to see the other categories real quick. Amanda Lee as Marin Katagawa, My Dress Up Darling. Jeremy Lay as Kotaru Sato, Kotaro Lives Alone. Natalie Van Sistine as Your Forger and Spy Family. That one's pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
now that I'm
was
thinking,
pretty
I
good.
feel like I never thought about
Soft-voiced,
that.
yeah.
I never thought about that. Sung Won Cho, a.k.a. Pro ZD, as Kage in Ranking of Kings. So the dude with the New Yorker voice has an actual like gamer tag, aka Pro ZD,
Damn.
that he goes by professionally. I didn't know that.
Just start putting that in your resume.
And
the name or tag.
Zeno Robinson, Gamma 2, Dragon Ball Superhero.
Okay, from Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Anime Trending Awards, Best Voice Acting Performance Female, Atsume Tanizaki on Your Forger Spy Family. Huh. Interesting. Well, that was about it for the awards.
Cool. Anything else? You watched we're gonna watch Last of Us. Did you catch up on the last one?
The one that's about her in the mall?
Yes.
Yeah, watched all that. And the nerds are mad all over again, like it's episode 2 again. I hate these nerds, and that's how it happens in the video game too. I don't even know what you guys are mad about now. They like these nerds that swear they're just like about popular media and about the video game, and like they're such alpha males. They cannot stand a non-traditional character on screen.
Willing to throw all that away by like, no.
It's driving them crazy. It's just like it's about like two 14-year-old girls kissing inside of a mall during the apocalypse.
That's all it is about. It's got nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
And everyone's mad about it. It's just like, isn't that exactly how it happens in the game?
It's exhausting. It's exhausting, dude.
I just can't, like, I'm tired listening to all the hate you live with. I can't. I don't get it. Like literally,
and you know it's coming.
I think of myself as an angry person all the time, but I can't imagine having the energy to hate something that much.
And you know it's coming too, because like Sunday approaches, and like Twitter's gonna be hot that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know something's gonna happen, or not even just with The Last of Us. Like anything Star Wars, anything this, anything that, any new media. You know that if there's any talks about anything untraditional to like Christian, like family, Republican family, whatever, like there's gonna be motherfuckers bitching about it.
Yeah. So it I thought it was sweet. I thought it was like way to make me feel bad all over again about living in the post-apocalypse. It made me feel even worse because like these little things that these kids that grew up in the apocalypse
in shit situations.
Yeah, just like they don't even realize how bad they have it because that's all they know. All they know is just shit sucks all the time and you're probably going to die young and there's fascists everywhere and everyone's poor and there's not enough food, but then you have to be anti-fascist to fight the fascists, but then like you can't live with your best friend / lover / roommate anymore. So it's sad. I didn't feel as sad as when I watched episode 2 of The Last of Us, but like an A minus. I don't know. Like I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was really good, and you're right. Like, but it's I don't know. Just talking about like this fucking nerd just hating on everything like that. Dude, just like
Andrew Tate's dying.
I hope so.
Andrew Tate has lung cancer and he is dying in prison because he's a pedophile. And there's really nerds dying on a hill about like alpha male culture. Like talk about some of the gods. That's your god? That's his summit. The bottom of a Romanian prison. That's your guy. And that's all anybody's going to know him as. And you're out here like dying on a hill for him and like his culture. That's weird. That is super strange and weird.
Crazy. Imagine all the fucking copycats it's gonna have. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be stupid.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I don't even know what else is going on this week.
Poor Ohio. Shout out to Ohio.
What happened? Oh, the chemical
that
dumping.
terrible thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the governor say that he didn't want the federal government's help?
Yeah.
He gave an interview.
Mr. Biden called. I said we're good.
Yeah, I said we didn't need his help. You are crazy, dude. Like that might way to alienate everybody. That might be the main reason to do so.
Crazy. But
yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's about
Haiku
it.
next week?
Haiku's coming up next week. We're gonna have CJ. I'm 13 episodes in. You're like a handful of episodes in. What, 4 or 5?
5.
And we've seen it before, right? Have you seen season 2?
I think I started it. Yeah.
But you never
kept
finished
going.
it.
Remember, I kept going.
Yeah,
No, I never finished it.
Oh, but you never. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen all of season 2 before, but I watched it like during COVID.
I did watch it. Fuck yeah. Because I was like, I think I've seen this before, but there's that thing with anime that you don't know if. Like, for me, that the first season of Bleach was... I thought it was just one episode. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I have that... Anime has that...
It's 25 episodes.
Yeah. So I'm watching this. I'm like, this is a fucking recap or what? I'm like, okay. And now I'm still watching. I'm like, I feel like I've seen this before, but I have seen this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope, you know, and talk about getting pumped. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna be talking about this nonstop next week. But like I'll get home from the gym, watch 2-3 episodes, and I want to go back to the gym. I'm just well, it makes you so motivated. Like, you see these guys trying so hard and just be like, stop being a bitch, dude. We're not fucking bitches, are we? Are you a bitch? It's like he's talking to me on screen. Are you a bitch? No, I'm not a bitch. Get up. Go do something. Go accomplish this. I'm on my way. Just sitting on my couch is too much of a benign action while watching Haiku.
It's fun, yeah.
It's so amazing to watch. And it's like I missed it. You know what I mean? It's like coming back to an old friend.
Yeah, because we do have to catch up on Haiku because there's another couple of seasons, right?
Yeah, there's 2 more seasons.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna dip in later on this year. Again, we just don't want to alienate all the sport and lovey-dovey anime outside of February and March. Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely touch up about it on.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You know, and we always have a good episode when CJ's on the mic. So
hell yeah,
look forward to that, guys.
Please follow us on social media, Between Nerds, tag Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
You can send us recommendations. You can email us, just to email us. Just be like, hey, y'all's fucking podcast sucks.
Go ahead.
Or if you want to give criticism, if you want to give constructive criticism, you can throw that in also. Again, you heard us earlier, we read comments, we read emails. We're more than welcome to read them on air if y'all want to say anything.
And don't make fake accounts for yourself to be on the internet.
Be yourself on the internet.
Yeah, just be yourself. It's weird, but yeah.
Anyways, that's all Mendez, Drew Philip Elias. These are my dogs. This has been Between Nerds. Thanks for watching Between Nerds podcast. Somewhere on the screen is a link to our most recent episode. Somewhere else on the screen is a link to a body of clips that you all should watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.